Hello, hello, friends. Oh, yep, there we are. Friends, I am so excited. We are here tonight with Kat Griffith. Oh my goodness, guys. I've known her for a while. We've gone back and forth with our communications and it's been super fun. But I am learning so much. I'm really distracted by this. Hold on. I am learning so much about her recently that it has been super fun. She just got done doing a mastermind that was phenomenal. If you guys missed it, you guys need to make sure you guys check her next one because holy cow, this woman is a fountain of knowledge and so many golden nuggets and so many takeaways. And her heart is huge. It's too huge. Like, yeah. So, aw, thanks. Kat, it is so good to have you here. It really is. Can you go ahead and tell everyone like where you're coming in from, friend?
Yeah, so I live in the country outside of Peoria, Illinois, which is right smack dab in the middle of Illinois. So it's about 2.5 hours out of Chicago and about 2.5 hours out of St. Louis.
I love that. I really want to get down to Chicago at some point. Like
I'll meet you there.
Yep, you mentioned Chicago and my head just went straight for pizza, just like it's dinner time. And I was like, I really just want like a big deep dish pizza.
I'll totally meet you there for pizza.
Okay, we'll do it. That's a date. It's on the calendar now. Okay.
Love it.
So I want to dive right in. You guys know I do like a super like light intro, but then I just love to jump right into the thick of it as if we've been friends forever and everyone just kind of catches up as we go.
I love
That's
it.
what we're going to go ahead and do.
Love it.
So you love that idea?
I do. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. So as I've been getting to know you and your group and everything like that, I know a little bit of your backstory, but I wanted you to tell me about your path. You know, like you owned horses on a horse ranch. You know, did you always want to be a coach? What about like being a business owner? Like, go ahead and like break it down. Let's go a little bit back and then we'll jump forward.
We're just diving in deep. Okay, cool.
We are.
So, yes, I have horses. I actually, growing up, so my parents divorced when I was 5, and I was in love with horses. And the only thing that kept me sane, I think, through like junior high and high school was I got a job and I bought my first horse. And so this horse was boarded at a stable and it was like a co-op place. So we had to go clean stalls and do all the things. And because we were broke, I had a single mom, I had to learn how to train that horse. He was a horse that was kind of a throwaway, which is ironic because I have always loved the underdog people, horses, dogs, whatever. I'm an underdog girl. So this horse was at a farm where he was being beat up all the time by this big giant Percheron horse, and the dad of my friend wouldn't let her go near the horse because he was scary. And so I bought him and I trained him and he ended up being the best horse ever. And so that was kind of my life as a kid, just like getting into trouble, but I'm pretty sure that I stayed out of jail because I had this big responsibility that I needed to be there for all the time. So yeah, so I was very committed to that horse and his care, and that's all I wanted to do. So, okay, so you asked about the horses. You asked about the path to coaching. Did I hear that too?
Yes. Did you ever like in like your whole, growing up, were you like, I think I want to be a coach at some point?
Well, the irony is training horses, you are a coach, because I had a show string of kids that I dragged around the countryside. And so from Illinois, we traveled to Albuquerque. We traveled to Kentucky. Of course, we showed statewide a lot, but yeah, we traveled all over with this string of kids and horses. And so I was actually a really good at the teaching aspect. That was the part I loved the most, was helping people do what I taught the horses to do. And so in a lot of respects, I've always been a coach. So then when that career, I had some health issues pop up, and that career I had to, like, as a horse trainer, it's a lot of physical work. You cannot take days off. I remember a Christmas where everything broke and the barn flooded, and I had 30 stalls that had to be cleaned. So I was there doing that. Like, it's hard work. So when I changed careers, I took some time off to get healthy again, and I decided to go back to graduate school to be a counselor. Sorry if you hear dogs barking in the background.
Oh, you're good.
And so good. So everyone asks, like, how does a horse trainer become a counselor? And to me, it was obvious, because horse trainers who are dealing with people, animals, competition animals, and emotions and money, you have to be a counselor. So there were many times that I had little girls crying in my room because they overheard their parents arguing about money, or, whatever it was. So, like, you're always talking someone off the ledge as a horse trainer. And so for me, it was natural. It was a really natural thing, but most people don't really make that connection. So, yeah, but I had my own business as a horse trainer. That was in my blood. It was something I always wanted to do. And so it's kind of been this jagged path to where I am now, but it's been, every aspect of that path has incorporated into the next chapter for me. So I hope that makes sense.
Most paths jagged and not like, this is where I want to go. Or like, looking back, even like where I'm at now with meticulous engagements, I was like, holy cow, all of that jazz that you guys saw me walk through has been the building blocks of what got me here. And I'm like,
Yes.
That's fascinating. So yeah. And I don't think you knew this about me either, but actually we grew up owning horses.
Really?
So,
cool.
Yeah. So
well, that's the funny thing. Everyone thinks I must have grown up on a farm or on a ranch. I lived 2 blocks down from a major university. I never lived in the country until I was in my 30s.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It was just something I loved to do, and I was a horse crazy girl. And honestly, in a lot of ways, it probably saved my life. So
I love that. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I was too afraid to ride our horses. I had really weak ankles as a child. So I was always twisting my ankles, and I didn't understand how horses with their big bodies, and ours got kind of out of shape, how they weren't rolling their ankles. So I couldn't ride them because it scared the bejeebies out of me that I was going to break my
Oh, that's so sad that you didn't have someone to tell you that was not true.
Yeah, no, it was awful, but oh well, it's okay. But yeah, she was a beautiful barrel racer and everything. And then she got pregnant by a stud, and yeah, it was $1 million baby, and we had no idea. So we sold her for like pennies on the dollar, and yeah. So it was, we'll get into that at some point.
Someone had a really good day when they found that mare.
Yeah. So that was interesting, but wow. So yeah, there's more about us that we definitely like mesh on. I love it. I love
for
that.
sure.
Oh.
It's also funny because when I talk about transformation, like I interview people, I talk about transformation as part of what I do, both as a therapist and as a coach. And it's something that I think probably intimidates a lot of people, but transformation is like, from the horses to the kids to me to clients, it doesn't matter. I love light bulb moments. I live for them. And so whatever context that is in, it lights me up so much.
Okay, because I have a lot of light bulb moments, and I try like really like that one when you said that you root for the underdog. I got really excited because I'm like, that's totally me. That's my blood.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm all about helping people shine that nobody expects to see coming.
That's awesome. Hey, Chrissy Anderson, I love that you said hello. Thank you so much for being here, friend, and watching us have a wonderful conversation. If you have any questions, friends, definitely go ahead and ask. I'm bouncing in between questions and the Facebook Live. So yes. Um, okay.
I'm glad you can see that. All I
We
see is the Zoom. So
Yeah, that's why you see my eyes like dancing, like I
yeah,
look busy.
yeah,
So,
all good.
um, you and well, I joined your group recently, and it is a phenomenal place. And the questions you ask, though, they're intimidating to answer, especially when you give
Interesting.
off. Well, yeah, because like I give off this, I think that all business owners want the outside world to know, like, we have it together, we're good. We didn't cry 5 minutes ago. Like, no way. But in your group, you like to draw that out of people to talk about the realness and the stressfulness and I'm down to my last dime, but I have to pay for my Zoom account.
Right. It's
And
real.
yeah, it's so real and it's so refreshing to be in that space as well with like-minded individuals. So it's great. But how are you separating your group to be different and protecting in a way protecting, because you can only do so much, your group members when we are so vulnerable?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, a lot of, I think it's really common for people to say they want to create a safe space. Like it's kind of a, I don't know. It's just something people say and I think sometimes just
Call
throw
it a
out.
cliche.
Uh-huh. Yeah. One thing I do is if people don't answer the questions coming in, then we're either going to have a conversation and chat before I let them in, or they're not getting in. Like a lot of coaches, a lot of people building online businesses, they really want the numbers. And of course I want the numbers because it makes Facebook notice and it shows it to more people and all the things. But the reality is for me, that safety and that overcoming that intimidation factor is far more important. And so I have been really diligent about going in and seeing who's asking. I will go individually, look at their profile, see what kinds of things they post, and see if they're a good fit. And another example is just like 2 weeks ago, I had a couple people that I let in that ended up kind of abusing the space, and they got kicked out right away. Like I sent them a message, said, you got to go. Like, to me, that safety factor has to be there for people to overcome that intimidation. And if they're getting hit up or prospected in a group that's about business, but it's not about, like, there are spaces in there to promote your business, but it is not specifically that kind of a group. It's literally about being able to share those struggles and the wins and the joys, because it's all mixed up in being a business owner for sure. And so like for people to feel safe, they have to know that I'm protecting that space. And so I'm really glad you asked that, because I haven't actually talked about that in public ever, but it is a really important factor for me. And I guess I hadn't really even put it together that was such an important part, but it really is.
I think that it's huge because, like I said, like, yeah, some of your questions, I'm like, ooh, like, I don't know if I really want to answer this because if anybody on the outside like reads
Mhm.
this,
Yeah.
or if it gets ever leaked or whatever, like some of those questions, like they could go up and they could be like, oh, Amber
Mhm.
McCarty, ha ha ha, like, look at this. She was
Yeah.
just crying in the bathtub the other day eating a bag of Doritos.
Yeah. And I will say outright, I was on a call with someone about a week and a half ago, just like bawling my eyes out. And she just has turned into that one person I can like freak out about something, bawl, and then feel better and go back at it. Like we all have to have that space.
That brings up such a good point, just in business, really quick. You mentioned in your group the other week to have that person or like the couple of people that you
Yeah.
can be like 100% real with, take off every mask, every
Yep.
layer, everything, and just be like, I don't have this. So that
Yeah.
was huge for me to hear. And I'm like, you know what?
Good.
I actually do have those people. And I feel really blessed that I do.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. And I want to just say to your listeners, like, if you
yes.
don't have those people, find them, seek them out. Um, it's helpful if they know what journey you're on, but if they don't and they're just like totally they're your ride or die, got your back no matter what, that's awesome. keep them around and feed them, like feed that relationship, because it's worth keeping.
I love that. Audrey, thank you so much. She goes, yes, there has to be some guidelines in groups. So yes, thank you so much for your feedback, friend.
Yes.
Oh, oh my goodness, we are covering so much tonight. I love it. Okay. So I know that you have like amazing things happening, and no, guys, like I wrote my notes down and now I'm stuttering. Trying really hard to make it look like I'm not reading from my notes, but you guys all know that I take notes, so
Yeah,
I am.
good luck. We all do it. I'm
Oh my
actually
goodness.
finally, I am like totally going off the cuff because I've been talking for a week and I feel like, okay, I've got this finally. So, plus you get to be responsible for the question asking. So,
Right? But it's fun. I love it. And I love that we get to ad lib, like you said, we get to go free.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
okay. I know that you have had so many amazing things happening in the area that you help others, and it is really incredible. But how did you know like this was supposed to be your field? Like, okay, this is my favorite part is when the business owner goes, well, hot damn, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like,
Yeah.
this is all the building blocks in the whirlwind, and now I know. When did it click for you?
Oh gosh, that is such a great question. Um, wow, I don't know if there was a moment. Honestly,
No.
I think I have little moments. Last week during that master class, I think honestly was my moment. Like of like, okay, this is how it can feel. This is how it can be received. This is how I can really reach people. And and I think this is an important point because I think a lot of times, certainly there are people who go, this is what I'm meant to do, and this is it, and I'm on this path, and I don't ever stray, right? Mine was messy. And actually, the reason literally, I stumbled into it. So I'll kind of tell you how I got here in the last 2.5 years. I was in network marketing, and I ran across this coach who had a program that was specifically for network marketers. And so I went ahead and I joined that program. And then I found out she had another program for coaches, broadly for coaches. And I'll say right off the bat, I didn't have the money for either one of them. But I just felt like I have known for a long time I was meant for something more. And I didn't know what it was, but I knew I needed some help. And I knew I was at the time I was, at that time I was already in my 50s. And like I had lived my dream. I had been the horse trainer. I had traveled all over doing that, and it was over. And so I was already a therapist at this point, and already like I was craving my own business, but I have always known helping people in some capacity was what I was supposed to do. Beyond that, I didn't know what the hell it was. And so so I jumped in on that second program. So I spent a fair amount of money. I invested it. I thought it was worth it. I still think it was worth it. I will never think that investing in yourself is not going to pay off if you have the right mindset about it. I paid a lot. I mean, like I'm paying on student loans for my master's degree probably for the rest of my life. So I can pour into my own education for my business. So but I went through that year-long program and still did not know what I wanted to do with it. I learned a lot, but I was still like, WTF, I don't know what to do. And so I hired another coach and got into her program. And the reason I'm telling you this is because of a couple of things, but all of this experience is why I am doing what I'm doing now. So I met actually the woman that I was bawling to a week and a half ago. And you can take this as inspiration, Amber, because here I am telling all of your listeners that I've never met that I cried my eyes out a week and a half ago, right? Um, and I'm a therapist, and I'm the person people go in and tell all their traumas to, and it's okay. It's okay to have emotions. If you don't have emotions, then you're dead. So but that coach, the second coach, this was a year and a half ago or so. She has still never once had a conversation with me. She does not know who I am, which is a major factor in the way that I do business. I want to keep it small. I want to keep it personal. I want the person to know that I give a rat's ass about their success and what they feel and what they do. I think that is so important. And so if that means I keep it small for the rest of my career, to build that group of women that knows that I give a shit, excuse my language for your listeners, but like, to me, it's that important. And pouring into people is important. We all need it. And especially with everything going on around us, we need to know that there is someone who's got our back and will help find the solution or find the answer. So, yeah, then after her, I did one more coaching program. I believe in coaching, obviously. Like, I believe in mentorship. I believe in having people that know more than you. And I remember hearing a while back, if you are the smartest person in your group, find a different group. You are never going to grow if you're at the top of the chain. And so just knowing that has been important to me all along. The making a difference. I can't make a difference if I don't know who my clients are. That's ridiculous. So, but through her, I found the woman that I talk to all the time now. So 2 of them actually. And so like, that's what I mean about the mindset. Was the program that amazing? I mean, it was okay, but I got 2 freaking amazing people out of the deal, and they have helped me more than that program ever could have in the first place. So I'll take it. It was worth every penny. So I probably went way off track, but
no, oh my goodness, like all I kept on, I feel like a mime over here because I'm like, yes, rah rah, but like everything that you're saying is so good, and I know that I'm going to edit this later, and I just want to pull out little shorts, so I don't want to interrupt you because I'm like, yes. So I don't care that you got off track. I loved all of it, and I'm sure it is the listeners. Let me go over here. Let me go see Facebook Live. We have a 5. Oh yeah, so we're up to 5 comments. Yes, totally agree with finding someone better than you are in things. Yes, absolutely. Like you said, you have to switch out your room if you are the smartest person.
well, because that's just about staying comfortable.
Ooh, girl, we could go down like, we could go like way down.
Yeah. And there's a time and a place for that, right? Like sometimes you just got to go find your soft place to land, but don't stay there. Growth never happens there.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Oh, I love that so much. Okay, so after the group and after the classes, and now you feel like you got your shit together. And you know that you're good at like what you do, because like you had women on there, and like I was watching you and I'm like, oh my goodness, like she's really good at what she does. And
Thank you.
Even made me like question, like, am I good at what I do? But that's another conversation. No, it's a good thing though, because I loved it, because I was totally cheering you on. But I gotta know, like, what's next? Like, what is next for Kat Griffith? That's what I gotta know.
Well, so I actually launched my first course 2 days ago. So, and I know you haven't gotten to that place yet, so you don't even probably know that fully. And it's a course, huh?
I'm excited though. I'm gonna go listen to it, and I'm
Good.
excited.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And it's something that I have been working on for a year or more, and I have incorporated little bits and pieces of things I've learned. Obviously, my life experience and my ability to help people has never wavered. My desire to be that person for someone. And I say this often: if you're looking for a hero, stop, find a guide. And So I say this often in learning my own human design, it says guide all the way through my human design, which is so crazy. So that's what I want to do. I want to embrace that and stop resisting it. So I created this course that is all about it's actually all about what I went through in that first chapter of like, I went through this year program. I still don't know what to do, right? And there were so many women that I've talked to who have done coaching that still came out kind of in the same place. And so I decided with the things that I know how to do, um, to start on the messy part that most coaches avoid, which is that vision, that is the desires that you have, the what do I actually want, not what my husband wants, not what my parents wanted, not what my family or society wants, but what in my soul do I actually want to create, and let's do it. And so the course is all about starting there instead of starting on mindset, which is where most coaches start. And so it's, you want the background stuff that helps you get ready for that? Let's do it. I'm here for it. I love the mess because I get to see what comes out of that, right? And so it's basically a course that helps you get from like confusion to launch. And so
You just like call it that. That's the name
it's
of
called
it, right?
Awaken
Like,
Academy.
okay. Okay.
It's called Awaken Academy. And
I like that too.
yeah, so I mean, because I really see that as an awakening. I really do.
Oh, for sure. Coming out the other side of the mess and you're like, this was the pile of shit. And like then you tell me you got like a business plan over here.
Yep.
Like, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a huge
And
awakening.
and so when I was in that space that this is for, I was already in network marketing. I had already owned a business. I already was working as a therapist. It's not like just for people who don't have businesses yet. It's really for people who are like, okay, I'm in it, but I'm not, I need some clarity here. And I need some like direction and personalized, like sign up with me as a coach. You're going to actually be working with me, not the team you didn't know about, not someone's assistant, not the, every great once in a while, but like it will be me doing it the whole way through.
That's awesome. I really wish I would have had that through the year that it took me to figure out like where I was at. Cause like there was so much messy. I did have somebody walk me through it,
Good.
but yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
And the cool thing about being a therapist, like this isn't therapy, but I do have some tools from therapy that can help move people along in the journey and clarify things every step of the way. So I myself go through these steps regularly. It's not like you just arrive and you're there. Like every time you hit a new level, you're having to do the work again. So yeah, so that's one thing. I launched the course, which has some bonuses that end tonight. So if anyone wants to know about working with me or the course, please get with me today. And I announced a 2024 retreat that I have not started planning, haven't thought through, nothing. I just have talked about it for so long. I'm like, dang it, I'm just doing it. So there will be a retreat in 2024.
Oh my gosh, I think that's awesome. Of course, I have so many questions on that, but like you said, you haven't, this is just letting the universe know, like, dang it, I want it. I'm going to make it happen.
Yep.
So yes.
Yep.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Like when you finally like release that and release what it's going to be like. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so like that master
Yeah.
class, there will be more of those in the future.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but I'm probably not going to do one more than quarterly. So if people want to work with me, they need to like get in and work with me, not wait on a quarterly masterclass, because that's kind of icing on the cake as opposed to, or it's just like, that's a great way, by the way, to get to know how coaches operate, how they teach, how they embrace whatever topic. Sit in on their free masterclasses. Lots of them do it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I've seen a lot of different free master classes, and yeah, so that's great. My brain went in 3,000 different directions right there. That's why I stuttered. But no, I am really happy that you will be doing a few more master classes. But I do understand though that yeah, you want to give your people all of you. So, like you said, the icing on the cake then will be the master classes, but you can't just come and show up for the free ones. So
Well, I mean, you
yeah.
can. I mean,
Well,
I
yeah,
think it's a good entry point. Um,
yeah,
but I can
that's the
also tell
word.
you they're a peak, right? They're a peek into what can happen. I've had some
Exactly.
master
That's
classes that I got a lot done in. But I've also every coach I've worked with, I came in through a master class or a boot
okay.
camp or a challenge, right? Um,
Right.
because I wanted to see how they taught before I signed on.
That's a golden nugget right there. Like boom, another reel. It's right there. You're just setting this up. This is awesome. Listeners, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put a question
Please
down
ask
below
questions.
inside of
Yes, I love
Facebook.
questions.
I'm jumping back and forth. Oh, thank you, Audrey, for the love. She said, this one was to me. She said, you're doing amazing. Keep doing what you're doing, Amber, or at
Oh,
what
for
you do,
sure.
Amber.
For sure. For
Thank
sure.
you. Okay. I know that you also talk like a lot about different topics. Do you have like a favorite topic or, because I know we kind of talked about this one, or
You
your
know,
favorite moment?
yeah. The masterclass that I just did, for those of you who don't actually know what the heck we're talking about, it was called The Frequency of Abundance from Fear to Fortune. And I found through getting ready for that masterclass, it really, really tapped into that transformational part of what I love to do. And because we all have fear and we don't often know what we're feeling is attached to a fear. And so, and for me, that was a light bulb moment, a little ways back. And actually, funny story, the idea for this masterclass came in doing another coach's challenge.
Oh, really?
It did. Yeah.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, I was going through it was a challenge, a 5-day challenge, I want to say. And it just like, this is how visions work. And it's the craziest thing. You've got to kind of open the portal by doing the work and focusing on the personal development and doing the things. And then when you create space for them, those ideas start to come. I used to tell myself I was not creative. Isn't that wild? So yeah, so I created this masterclass out of a vision I had during another challenge. And
I love that.
love the topic. I love, love, love the topic because I got to see in real life person, whether these people work with me again or not, I got to see some real light bulb moments happening during that masterclass.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely amazing. Oh, that's great. Okay, if you could go back in time, would you first of all to tell yourself like something like if you could go back in time, if you wanted to go back in time, would you go ahead and tell your younger self something to help you out in your adult life?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So again, divorced parents, had alcoholism in my family as well. And so I did a lot of raising myself. And she also worked a lot, like worked hard. And so, and I know a lot of people have a similar experience, right? Like it's not a big secret that addiction is in families and families that are broken up, like kids suffer, right? Um, I used to think I had a horrible childhood until I worked in the world of substance use and became a counselor. And some of the stories I now hear, I'm like, oh my gosh, I had the best childhood ever. But what I would go back and tell myself is that um like I didn't fumble with going to school, like it was always an expectation. And I moved out when I was 15 and still got myself to school every day. Now I was a hot mess, but I still got to school, right? But what I would tell myself is I would tell myself to dive into like the empowerment piece and the knowing that you're worth good things. I would tell myself that you are worth all the good things that come your way. Please embrace them.
Oh my goodness, I love that. That's huge. Can we like just put that on a recording so we can just like play it for our kids each morning?
Oh,
Like
wouldn't that be
I
amazing?
would pay like $20 for that just to have it like recorded.
Yeah.
This is
Yep.
now your new alarm clock.
I love that idea. I think that might be $1 million idea right there.
Right? You might want to jot that one down. Hey guys, we already tagged that one. So sorry.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. So I think just like letting kids know that it's temporary and embrace who you are because it's beautiful. That's it.
Oh my goodness. I love that. And then since I'm raising 3 kids in the house, that one hits home to me. Just to make sure like every day they feel that and they hear
Yeah.
that and they see that. So that way they don't wake up one day and go, well, that was a fun childhood.
Mhm. Right. Yeah. Yes.
Would you ever tell a coach like a piece of advice? Like if a coach was just starting to build their coaching business, they're like a piece that maybe you think that you could give them.
Only if they ask.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. One thing I know is unsolicited advice is still unsolicited.
You have to like write that one down.
Yeah, that's I mean, because what happens is then they reject it, you feel bad, they see you as bad, right? It's never good. So the only advice I will ever give anyone is if it's asked for, and if I really am like, oh my gosh, I have to say this thing, I will ask permission. Can I share with you some feedback about A, B, and C?
Oh, that's awesome. That just brought me back to a flashback. My sister asks that a lot. Like when we're
Oh
like
yeah,
having conversation, she goes, "Can I?" So I love that. Yeah. As soon as you said it, like I heard my sister's voice.
I love it. That's great. Yeah, it's and that one's a tough one for me. So I had to train myself for that. And I had to like just repeatedly do that because I'm an advice giver. I always have been. And so I have to stop myself and say, this is not like if they didn't ask for it, it's not welcome. The door is not open. So
I'm gonna write that one down. I'm gonna remember that one. That is so good.
it
Oh
can
man, that's
really
gonna take
save
some
you in
training.
some situations for sure.
Oh, for sure. With your numbers, and I know that like every business owner wants to be like big and flashy and like, but we also talked about how you want to make sure that like you still have the care factor. But like, what is your overall vision for your business? Whether it be like that big and sparkly or yeah.
The biggest thing for me is I want to surround myself with women, people who don't always feel so anyone in a marginalized community, I want to know that I want them to know that they can build something that maybe society has told them they are not part of that circle. Um, women obviously follow into that category. I don't know if this was not in a masterclass, but in my group, I actually do weekly trainings in it. And last week I talked about, or maybe it was part of the masterclass. Do you know that women couldn't even get a loan for a business or until 1988? I was a senior in high school that year. That ages me a little
1980.
bit, but you might not have even been born. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you weren't born. But
But I
but
was thinking about that, like in the timeline, I was thinking about that though, like that's only 35 years ago, something like that. Like that's so my
not long
mother,
enough.
before I was born,
Yeah, right. And so creating that safe space is bigger picture for me. It's bigger than just my own career, and it's bigger than it's more of the activist in me really bringing forward the fact that there is an entire portion of our population who do not feel empowered to build new things and to step out of their comfort zone. And so we like to think we've evolved a lot, but like we're very big picture, we're very young in that evolution. And so yes, I want to be able to build a business full of people paying me for the service that I give them so that I can continue to bring good into the world. And ultimately, I would love to be able to travel, have a retreat every year. I would love to be able to coach full time. And just like be able to create things that help people do whatever it is they're trying to do. It doesn't require it to be a $7 million business. It doesn't require it to be anything in particular, but it does have to be sustainable, right? So I launched this course. I have to have people in the course for it to actually be a legit business, right? And I think those are the difficult things people don't talk enough about. Like people can call me inspiring all day, but you know, like at a certain point, I got to pay my electric bill. So like join the course. But ultimately, yeah, that's the thing. I want to be able to have a retreat full of women, people who are just excited to step into this new chapter of their life and feel safe in the space that I create. That's my ultimate goal.
That's awesome. Do you ever see yourself being like a speaker up on stage with like other speakers, like in a master
What's
class?
funny about that? If like my immediate reaction is no. However, when I was in that first year of coaching very early, I think I'd been in there like 2 months, if that. And I remember very distinctly, I was walking in the parking lot at my job and I was just listening to a podcast, I think, or it was either a podcast or music, I'm not sure, but I had my earbuds in and I was just walking, enjoying nature. And suddenly I saw myself on a stage talking. And I was like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. And so, you know, I am certainly not closed to the idea.
Oh my goodness, I love it. But I love this though, because like this is already like a first stage for you. Like one,
Yeah.
like you created your own stage, and then
Right.
also you're on my stage. We're doing it
Yeah,
virtually.
I love
But
that.
that's amazing. And then yeah, I also recently had a vision to have like to put together like a master class. So that's something in
Cool.
2024. I'm also like looking for like other people to inspire and give golden nuggets. I have no idea how it's going to work, but the universe now kind of knows about it. So
Right. It's so true.
work with
It is really amazing. You know, there was so long that I talked about dream boards, vision boards, putting things out there, but now I'm actually starting to experience that and see it kind of come to fruition. And yeah, I think that it's just, you've got to keep putting it out. A lot of people think, well, I put it out there a year ago, right? Like, no, you keep just putting out that energy, that growth energy, and it eventually does work, but you got to stick with it.
stop. You're too much. You're too much. My reels are just going to blow up. I'm so excited. All I keep on seeing.
I love it.
Goodness. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so then where would be like the first place that you travel to? Maybe not for like the retreat, because I know you're not there yet in your planning stages, but like where would
Sure.
be like your first break just for Kat, just to sit with yourself and a journal and be like, well, hot damn.
Costa Rica.
Ooh, why?
I don't know. You know, it could be just pictures. I know a lot of people who go to South and Central America for retreats, yoga retreats, all are in those places, you know, and so I kind of envisioned them as these, you know, just like really immersed in nature, but really peaceful. I don't know. For me, it's about nature. Nature's so huge for me. So if I can have mountains and the ocean in one place, it is like, whoa, the angels
What about
say.
like mountains and hot springs? Like, isn't
That
that a thing?
works. Water. I'm good with mountains and water.
I like hot water. Like I can
Yeah.
do like hot water, mountains, like that's cool.
You know what?
Yeah.
You want to hear something?
Yeah.
So let's see. What day is today? So almost exactly 3.5 weeks ago, I was sitting in the mountains in a hot springs.
Well, now I'm jealous. So you have a good night. Bye, friends. This was fun. No.
No, but I
Have
can
you ever
take you
done
there.
ice?
I can show it to you. If I've done, so there's this place where you can do the salt float. It's like a sensory deprivation tank, although it's not
Yeah.
actually sensory deprivation because you can turn on music and you can turn on lights. But it's salt water, so you float. It's kind of amazing. But the water is skin temperature, not body temperature, which is like 96. I was cold.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's really a cool experience. I suggest it. Find a saltwater float tank. Amazing. But it's too cold. I want it warmer.
I need it like almost like that, 112, or when is that boiling point? Is it 212, 112?
Yeah, I don't need boiling, but I definitely want warmer than 96.
Oh my goodness, I totally
Somewhere in
agree.
the middle.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So
that's
those hot
awesome.
springs, though, they're close to Buena Vista, Colorado, and amazing.
Okay. I'm gonna have to like circle that on my calendar also, and then
Uh-huh.
also do some geography to figure
Yeah.
out exactly where that's at.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
There's
fun.
actually quite a few hot springs in the middle of Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but like, I want like a private one that like nobody else really knows about, but I don't know how the heck
There
you do.
are some. I have a friend that lives in close to Aspen, but there's like a river that has a hot springs feeding it, and every once in a while there's people sitting in it, but it's just like a river along the road. It's not like one of the like established hot springs places. Pretty wild.
See, that one I think I'd be more like excited for instead of like,
Mhm.
let's go to the spa, and then like everybody's there trying to relax, and it's like, no,
Sure.
just get out of my face. Just want my
Trust me, you'd
vampire
find a
book.
way to relax. People or no people.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up tonight, is there anything that you feel that you haven't said yet that you really want anybody watching to know? Oh, wait, hold on. Sabrina said they are supposed to balance your true temp. Sabrina, are you talking about
Oh,
the
the salt
salt?
tank. She's talking about the salt tank.
Okay.
Yeah, this one
Oh,
just has a temp. The salt water is supposed to balance your temp. And maybe
okay.
it did, but it was colder than my body temperature. So I wasn't freezing, like I could tolerate it for the hour. I did it twice actually, but I wanted it just a smidge warmer. That's
Got it.
just me. It could have all the health benefits in the world. That was just a comfort thing.
That makes
I
sense.
was
Comfort's
definitely
important
relaxed when
though.
I came out though.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they're
Good.
really cool. I highly suggest it.
So yeah, is there anything that you definitely want us to know though that maybe we didn't cover?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think if anyone has, just because we're on that launch, so my open cart for this course is Friday through Friday. The bonuses end tonight. And the bonuses are a discount for that retreat once it comes. A month of free VA services that I will pay for personally. And what was my third bonus? There's a third bonus that is escaping me right now. But like, just know if that's something that has any appeal to you, it might seem obvious, maybe not. I am a no pressure. Like, I don't want to twist anyone's arm to get into it. If it appeals to you, aligns with what you're looking for, just reach out to me or reach out to Amber and she can connect you. Because I would love to have a core group of female entrepreneurs or people who are just embarking on a new change in their life to really go through that program. And it is a very, very fair, because that's another thing. I'm an activist by heart. So like, I did not do the $10,000 course. Other coaches are like, wait, you're pricing it how? What? But it felt really aligned to me to have it at a price point that people could get into it and change their freaking lives so that they can go do badass things that they were meant to do. So
I love that. And then also she will be making sure that she puts all of her information inside the comments. So I know like right now we're telling you like where it's at. And you're like, well, where is it, girl?
Yeah, I don't know what
Comments
to
are coming.
do.
Yes. So she definitely knows what to do. She's a pro at this. I will also be editing this before I share it. And yes, all the links and everything that you guys need will be there. So yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you
Kate, this
so
was
much.
so much fun.
This was a lot. This was a blast. Yes.
Oh,
I
good. And
appreciate
so many
I
golden nuggets.
really appreciate you and your space and what you're out there doing. I think that you are just a shining star that we're just riding on your tails, girl.
Thanks. I feel like I'm riding on everyone else's tail too. It's super fun. Oh, it's so much fun.
Isn't that the best part though? We're all doing it together.
Yes. Yes. I finally feel like, yeah, I have like a pod and I'm like, yes, this is great.
Yep. Yep. I
Oh,
agree.
that's awesome.
So awesome.
Well,
Well,
thank you
I
so
can't
much.
see any of the comments or questions, so I hope that people do reach out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sabrina messaged and Audrey was here and Christy was here. So yeah, and then it looks like right now we have 2 people watching, but I can't see who, otherwise my sound will
Awesome.
turn on.
Hi, random people.
Hello, hello there, friends. Oh, for fun. All right, well then I will sign you out where I am Amber McCarty with Meticulous Engagements, where it is my business to know your business so I can keep sharing your business with the world, friends. All right. Bye.